1995 FA Cup final. Just 6 days before their clash with Everton, United had been beaten to the Premier League title by Blackburn. Defeat against the Toffees would mean a first trophyless campaign for Alex Ferguson in 6 years. Everton's excellent run to Wembley was in stark contrast to their league form. The Merseysiders had spent much of the campaign fighting relegation. Watching from the commentary box, Trevor Brooking and Barry Davis.
The team selections were never going to be easy, and Joe Royle ends up with the same team that played so well in the semi-final. The one decision that had to be made by Alex Ferguson: did he start with Ryan Giggs, who's been out since the semi-final replay, or did he put him on the bench? There is certainly a good argument for packing the midfield in the early stages and bringing on Giggs when a few legs may tire. The 114th FA Cup final, sponsored by Littlewoods Pools. The first final to be sponsored is up and running. Hughes, Ince, Keane. Batter started wide of Keane. Neville Southall, like his opposite number, getting an early feed of the ball. It's been said of Neville Southall that he begins every game looking like he's just finished the previous one. But still a fine goalkeeper. One by Pallister. One by Watson. One by Bruce. Keane, aggressively and fairly claimed. Comes down to Hughes, who was aware of the earlier run by Butts. First attempt on goal, and Lee Sharp gets to his feet, having met Butts' cross.
Good positive opening, actually. It was a hanging cross. He just couldn't get above it and knob it down, but good move, and they picked up one or two of the early loose balls, Manchester, and you see Butt there is going to, I think, occupy Andy Hinchcliffe on the left and Keane alongside Ince.
Well watched by Bruce. Parkinson to Limpar. To Stewart. One of those who was concerned about his place. Limpar. First run by him. 4 men back in on this side for you, Manchester United, but they haven't got the ball away. Limpar! Really sharp shot by Anders Limpar. And the goalkeeper had to be equally sharp. There were 4 defenders back, and Limpar left them all. Sharp, that's worked for him. Took Jackson out, played in early. Well played, Ablett. And that's lifted the crowd a bit, who up to this point, apart from a couple of punctuations, have been rather quiet. No Manchester United player. It's Michael having a quick word with Gary Neville. No United player in the 6-yard box at the start. It's won by Ince, and it's in the hands of Neville Southall.
Lee Sharp's good crosser, of course. Andy Hinchcliffe, the specialist for Everton.
First 10 minutes have elapsed. One test for Peter Schmeichel. Unsworth just completely lost the flight of the ball and flattened Hughes as a result. Maybe a little tension there. Paul Ince, who said that he's stopped having conversations with the referees all the way through. one then, but all very pleasant. Now Dennis Irwin has been lethal, but usually from a touch closer in than this. He's going to have a go. Wall got up well. And in the end, the wall was of 4 men. McClare, nice try. Interesting that, because the moment that they realised that Irwin was going to strike that, they put extra men in the wall. That left them a little bit bereft at one stage. But Keane is now wide of him. Good little run by Butt. Won by Ince well and fairly. Ince again. Hit Watson. Sharp. Didn't hit it.
That was a great chance. Lucky deflection, it's dropping on, hit his left foot. Might have even brought it under control. Tried to hit it first time, but should have hit it sweeter than that.
Keane. Hughes. Three have taken attacking positions. Slightly away from McClare. Sharp. Irwin is free on the left side. Watson gets the clearance in, and here's Limpar, and it's a 4-on-2 break. Stewart wants it to the left, Jackson wants it to the right, Rideout wants it down the middle. Still Matt Jackson. Oh, off the crossbar and out from Stewart, and then in. Rideout. And the debate goes on between captain and goalkeeper, but they got so terribly outnumbered. Limpar had so many options. The only danger was that he wasn't going to pick the right one. It worked out in the end. Jackson played it across. Stewart off the underside of the crossbar, clearly stayed out, and Rideout just had to meet it to give Everton the lead.
Well, this is a relief player, Graham Stewart, because he should have scored.
Bruce certainly is getting better, but now he's caught Limpar. Stewart down the middle, in comes Irwin. Well, Stewart could have had two in the last game of last season. He could have had 2 in the FA Cup final.
And again, they caught them on the counter-attack, didn't they? Lost possession in a dangerous situation. That was a beautiful weighted ball.
Of course, no Kanchelskis. Oh, what a good ball from Limpar. Here's Stewart, 4 back, only 1 more up. But the man who wasn't thought good enough by George Graham to play in the cup final for Arsenal has been by Joe Royle, and how well he will be pleased with his performance so far.
Well, I don't think you'll get a better pass than that one to reverse play and find Graham Stewart. And those two linking up well.
Driven in again. Oh! And it was won by Ablett, but he couldn't keep it down sufficiently. Excellent corner. Look for the dark head. He got there.
Just made too strong a contact there. Just needed to brush him, but he hit it too firmly and it went up. Could have easily gone in the net. I mean, I think when they're hit like that, they're impossible to defend against.
Here's McClare. Butt coming in, not seen. And very calmly done in the end. But Ablett went to sleep. Certainly Nicky Butt, one of Manchester United's better players. Arm linking going on. How calm was Neville Southall? It's better from Hughes. This is Irwin. Well, that's not a good ball. And the reaction on the bench to that incident. Joe Royle looks across, smiles and winks at Alec Ferguson. And his team lead through Paul Rideout's goal in the 30th minute. And from that moment onwards, Everton certainly had the better of it. Up to that moment, Manchester United had more possession without ever really mounting a threat to report. Anders Limpar, an excellent first half, and as the teams go back to the dressing room, Joe Royle will be saying, well, just keep it up. Alec Ferguson has a bit to do to reorganise and has to make a decision about his captain, Steve Bruce. To the end of the season, there are no places to hide for Alec Ferguson. Half-time in the cup final. Everton lead 1-0. One hamstring gone, another to be gambled on. Ryan Giggs has not played since the replay of the semi-final against Crystal Palace. This FA Cup final, sponsored by Littlewoods Pools, has still a fascinating course to run, one suspects. And they've started off with Keane in the right back position and Gary Neville alongside Pallister. A little push and shove between Hughes and Unsworth. Hughes has been unhappy with the afternoon and unhappy with the referee. Feels he's being pushed and pulled around. Paul Ince in the centre there has taken over the captain's armband. Neville, youngest man to come to the cup final. These two teams, and finding he has to change his role at the halfway point. Hughes, Owen, first touch for Giggs. Ball in for Barnes. Mistake by Ablett. He survived one at the end of the first half. He survived another at the beginning of the second. Immediate impression made by Giggs, who rode the challenge, waited his moment. Mistake by Ablett. Good block, Southall. Roy Keane, who's now at right back. And McClare, who's dropped deeper. Giggs and Hughes forward. Giggs on the left, Hughes on the right. Butt pushing up on the right side. Unsworth comes down to Giggs. It came to him unkindly. It was bounced up very high, trying to get over the top of the ball. Demanded a lot. Came off Unsworth, hit it first time, but never really got on top of it or indeed around it. Hughes and Watson. But did well. Dangerous play by Horn. Pallister comes forward. Ferguson jogs back with him. Could be a curler from Giggs. One dummy. They give it to Keane, or he gives it to Keane. But
well, the free kick, actually, Roy Keane had two opportunities there, but the first one, as you can see, the cross, when it was blocked out, never was able to keep it down, Nicky Butt.
Hinchcliffe hasn't got forward that often. Seeing very few, in fact, I can't remember one from him, a driven ball across the field.
I don't think he's fully fit. He's had this injury in recent games. He was rested last weekend. I think he's in the side for his set pieces.
Here's Ferguson if it will come down for him. Still Ferguson, turned away by Neville. The pulse of Gary Pallister would have been beating pretty hard then. 2 occasions he thought he'd ended the danger, snuffed it out. Hinchcliffe, though, still fit enough to drive in the set pieces. Hits it longer this time, and the ball, in fact, curled out and back in. It bobbled around here. Pallister got to it, but it came back. Hasn't been the authority about Ince that Manchester United so need. Sharp. But Giggs on the left touchline. McClare supporting Hughes down the middle. Sharp is up with them as well. McClare! Sharp ran away from him. Neville. Just wouldn't break for Manchester United.
I think it also ran away from his right foot, didn't it? If it had dropped on the other side on his left foot, I don't think he would have hesitated and been off balance, but it isn't his best foot. But Brian McClare in there again, but again it was a width, wasn't it, of Ryan Giggs that set the opportunity up. They've got to use that width more. Every time they do, they create an opening, but this is it. Look, good early ball in. Brian McClare sliding in from deep, and then just breaks, and look, on his right foot, bounces over his foot. Should be doing that.
Sharp. On the basis of the semi-final, Namakachi might come on before everybody else realises it. And he got on instead of Rideout then, and Rideout actually wasn't as injured as seemed likely. Here's Giggs. 2-8 on the penalty spot. Teaser Giggs, beautifully done. Off Watson. McClare! Off the crossbar, may have been pushed up onto it. Wonderful play by Ryan Giggs. A sway on the byline that was perfection to watch. Look at this. And in came McClare. And did he get a touch? Yes, he did. But needed a bit of help from the crossbar and put over by Parkinson. Brooking. Ince. Sharp making a run on the left. That's a good run too, because it beat the offside trap. Others were aware of the position of the Everton players too. That's a corner. McClare. Still plenty forward. Sharp. Well, he didn't hesitate about hitting that one. Maybe he shouldn't think as often when the ball comes on his right foot. All right, it wasn't accurate, but at least he struck it. Giggs. McClare's gone one way, and it's played through to Scholes! Good stop, Scholes again, and another stop! Oh, he could have been the instant hero. Instead, it was the old man of the party who came out on top. Another one goes away. Inspiration from Giggs. Wonderful block, and then he got up to improvise and kick clear.
Well, Giggs again, opening them up. Perfectly weighted, he hit it well enough, just I suppose almost self-defence, but he stood up well, didn't he? Neville Southwell, despite his age, uses a bit of footwork that I'm sure he'll remind the players about.
Ferguson and Pallister. McClare, no foul. Gary Neville has played well in the centre of the defence, but Manchester United have spent more of the time going forward. done so. Irwin. Giggs, double cover. Stuart Jackson. Good challenge. Almost one back. Determination from Barry Hall as well. It's getting late for Manchester United. Times in the last 49 years, one has been enough. There's Ince, there's McClare. Not even a corner. Scholes, Keane. Scholes. Oh, wonderful claim from Pallister.
I think the faces says it all, doesn't it? Scholes a good cross and a glancing header and then full stretch. Probably a nice one for the cameraman. Didn't quite get the power behind it. But Pallister, of course, will go up more and more, I would anticipate now.
Here's Giggs. He's got to run a lot of blues. And he's going to get a corner. Up he comes again as Alec Ferguson looks at his watch. The man in green to challenge the man in yellow. Delivered in. Neville. Amakachi might score. He might score. Schmeichel is not going to get back. He's still in the centre circle. Still Amakachi, but they've now got two back. And he's just strolling back. I don't believe it. The cup goes to Goodison Park. Everton's fifth success, and how well led by the number 5. Third time lucky for Joe Royle against Alec Ferguson. The team that were battling to avoid relegation didn't win a match in the Premiership until the 1st of November. Had only 8 points out of 42 when Joe Royle took over as manager. Have survived and have won the cup. And Manchester United have ended with nothing. Prince of Wales hands the cup, which he shows to the fans of Everton.
Meeting of bitter rivals Liverpool and Manchester United, 19 years after the two clubs had previously met in